And we're live.
Yes. Welcome into the Tim McKernan Show. It's the Pick Six podcast from the HomeLoanExpert.com studios. Joined today by Jackson, Gangster Pete, and Ken Iggy Strode. Producer Joe not available, Jackson. G Unit coming off a 1-5 week. You're suspicious about his reasons for not appearing?
Yeah, it's a little odd, no?
A little odd,
Suspect.
no.
A little odd, no?
You think it's suspect, Gangster Pete? I mean, you communicate with him more than anybody.
I believe he would be here just because he's got the money lead. I think so.
He does have the lead.
He's got a short memory.
What are the current standings, Jackson? You have them, right?
Yeah, I got him actually down there in the bottom left-hand corner. I made a little,
really just subpar graphics.
Oh,
It's just, I mean, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's too small. I can't.
Thank you, Iggy. Thank
Iggy
you.
hears that all the time.
Gangster Pete.
if I make them too big, then they get in the way of the screen.
The tip of the cap. The tip of the cap. is Dr. Biondo. Yeah, they're too small. I can't see them.
It's a jumbled mess, but I can read them. G Unit 2819. He's made $685 for all the listeners betting $100 per unit on this podcast, which of course is suggested. I'm 27-20, making the listeners $435. Producer Joe 25-22, $130 profit. Jackson 25-22, making the listeners $105. Iggy at 500, nearly a huge week, which I'm sure he'll want to spend some time on. And he is minus 260. And Gangster Pete, you had the best week last week, 20-27, but losing $1,145. Do you believe, Gangster Pete, this is the beginning of your Sunday charge?
Oh, I don't know. It might just be a case of the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then. We'll see.
Iggy, what about you? I mean, you were a couple of strokes away from taking a commanding lead with John Rahm in the LPGA golfer we can't pronounce.
Yeah, John Rahm leading after second round, right there in the third round, had the lead after 5 holes, but nobody was going to beat Rory.
He needs to go to live.
Well, I am this week. And Athena Cathedral. It's I can't pronounce it either. But she's like right there for Player of the Year. She's a rookie she's only 19 years old. And I got her at plus 1,000. And she actually shot a 9 under the first round, was leading going into round 4. And here comes Lydia Ko shooting a 64. So
gotcha.
I was close to picking up $2,000 on those two players, and I had been running away with this fucking thing. But
I would imagine you would have had a nice lead. I mean, you'd been about 1,400 up on G Unit, because when it's all said and done, the $250 bet, we're all throwing $250 into the pot, will be decided not by the record, but by the money. And G Unit is up $250 on me in second place. Producer Joe is at 130. Jackson at 105, Iggy minus 260, Gangster Pete minus 1,145. We thank all of our sponsors for making the podcast possible. The home loan expert, Ryan Kelly, he can lock in a rate for you right now. And you might be sitting there saying, hey, the interest rates are volatile right now. I don't think now's the right time to buy a house. And I would tell you that's fine. But what you do is you marry the home, you date the rate, and you lock in with Ryan Kelly, and then you can refinance when rates drop. And if you sign up for their VIP program, you get to do so for free with no service fees when you refinance after you make 6 payments. It's Ryan Kelly. He's online at thehomeloanexpert.com, longtime sponsor of TMA and the studio sponsor on the Tim McKernan Show. And once you get your home, get it insured with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. Check out the Google reviews, and you see how it is all positive, because the staff at Webster Groves is incredible, specialize in customer service. Once you make the switch, they do all the work for you. 314-961-4800. Go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton State Farm. Gangster Pete, how do you feel about this Missouri spread this week? I mean, it started at 5.5, which caught people's attention, and now it's down to 4, 48 hours from kickoff.
There's a lot of sharp action on the Tigers, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, it must be if the line's moving in their direction.
I guess South Carolina's got a couple they consider fraudulent wins with backup quarterbacks they played against.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just hard to trust that offense. I watched that second half last week against Vandy.
You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Graham, you were there. Did you stay till the end?
I stayed to the bitter end.
Jackson left at halftime.
Well, he's a young buck. That's what you got to do.
Did you rush the field with everybody else after that big win?
I don't know why you're taking shots at us. You know what I'm saying, right?
Conference wins, baby.
I don't know. I just hope it's a good game.
The number is 4. Part of me, based on how wagering works, is like my lock should be South Carolina, or excuse me, Missouri.
Yeah.
But I just have, I don't know. I wouldn't touch it. That's what I would say, because I'm sure a lot of people will be betting South Carolina.
The thing I was most excited about this week, though, was the possibility of Drink giving up play calling next year. I think that would be
That was a
exciting.
significant development. He's kind of looking in the mirror a little bit.
Yeah, he can recruit his balls off. Have him do that, and have someone that knows how to run the offense. That'd be awesome.
Little sign of maybe seeing, hey, this thing isn't working out. The defense is ridiculous.
Yeah, love the defense. That's why I think we definitely have a chance there than 4 this week.
That's why I would steer clear of betting South Carolina if people are thinking about doing it. But hey, I understand. All right, is Gangster Pete the leadoff hitter this week, Jackson?
He is. He's got the box.
Well, this is weird, guys.
Here we go.
All right, I'm going to start off with Arkansas -3 at Auburn. I don't think Auburn can stop the run game. Next, I got Wake -3 at Louisville. I don't think Louisville can keep up with the scoring. Then I'm going to go to Old Dominion +3.5 at Georgia State. Old Dominion got a good running back a couple weeks ago, and I think he's going to run all over them.
It's a game everybody's looking for.
Gangster Pete always goes under the radar.
And then I'm going to take a shot here, and I'm going to parlay those 3 games together.
Wow, he's trying to make his move.
We gotta try something different at some point, so we're gonna mix it up there. And then my 5th game will be USC -15 at Arizona. I just think USC will be too much for Arizona. Those are my 5.
Is that $100
parlay? As
parlay?
I'm looking at these numbers, the Missouri spread has dropped yet again. It is 3.5 now on scoresandodds.com. 3.5.
Wow.
Keeps
Pete,
going.
is that a $100 3-teamer?
Yeah.
God, that's
So
a $500 payday, buddy.
6-1.
Oh, 6-1.
Yeah.
I had to talk to my fucking bookie.
Uh-oh. What's going on, Iggy?
My
You get
bookie
screwed?
pays
All the money is on the Tigers.
5-1.
What's that, Jackson?
All the money is on the Tigers right now.
Really?
All the money. Yeah.
What
Public,
kind of
too.
breakdown are we talking about?
Public, 94% of the money is on Mizzou.
Wow.
Does it say what the ticket split is?
No. I probably have to pay for that.
Gotcha.
Man. I mean, I guess so, based on what the numbers moving.
I mean, it probably makes perfect sense because it makes no sense.
Yeah, that's. All right, there it is. Who's up next?
I am.
All right, make your play.
You bet. My first play, I like the Falcons -4.5. Falcons -4.5. I also like Buffalo -11.5. I think a lot of people are going to be scared of that number. They think Aaron Rodgers will get right. I'm not scared of that number. Buffalo Bills -11.5. My next play, I like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish +2.5.
Going up against the Cuse.
Yeah.
Should be an undefeated Syracuse team. They let it get away in Clemson.
Yep. Well, Notre Dame +2.5. And then I think a lot of people, this line is juicy to a lot of people. People like that Wake Forest -3.5. I'm taking the other side. I'm taking Louisville +3.5.
There goes 2 of my picks.
Wow,
Louisville +3.5. And the play I assume no one else in this group will have. The NBA is, of course, back. John Morant under 30.5 points. That's +100. John Morant under 30.5.
Well, I can scratch out my lock. I don't want to play that.
Iggy was on it, but now he's going to have to adjust. Before we go to the additional picks, I would like to tell the people at Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, make sure you get your furnace maintenance check done now while it is still warm out, because when it gets cold, you don't want to be in a spot where that thing is not working. Now is the time to do it. It's super easy to do. You go to designairservice.com. It takes about 24 seconds. I've done it. They've been to my house. It's super easy. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Work with Seth Goldcamp and his wonderful staff. Official HVAC provider of the Tim McKernan Show podcast and the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Design Air Heating and Cooling and Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota. the official automotive provider of the Tim McKernan Show podcast and the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Work with Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganast. What a partnership it has been. They are the best where I get my cars, which where we get our cars, where we recommend you get your cars. Even if you don't get your cars from there, you should make sure you get your car serviced there by going to stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. You can email me at tmckernan at insidestl.com, and I will connect you with Munganast and Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, and Peter Munganast. All right, who is up next, Action Jackson? What do we have next?
Iggy, trying to
Iggy.
point. Yeah,
I see you, Jackson.
my guy.
All right, I texted Jackson 2 golf picks
Yes, can confirm.
because I didn't know when we were doing those. So one I will say for last, I have Russell Knox top 40. Jackson, I think he's a minus 140. I think I told you 165. I think it's 140 actually.
Okay. I'll take
So
Whatever
Russell
you think.
Russell Knox top 40 minus 140. My other golf pick is a lock. And I don't know, it fucks me every time, but I'm going to do 4 teasers. Just screw it. I don't care.
Here we go. It's teaser season.
I don't care anymore.
Wow.
Passion.
Minus 260. I can't. There's only one golf I could make that. I couldn't pick a winner in the Bermuda because everything was like plus 1,500. So I couldn't even make a play there.
Is your other golf bet your lock?
Yeah. So it's a crappy field that, the winner was the guy that was number one to pick was like plus 1,500 to win. Anyway, these two are going to be in all 4 of them. Philadelphia minus 0.5 versus Pittsburgh. Dallas plus 0.5 versus Chicago. Those are in all 4. And my other 4 picks in those teasers: New England plus 7.5 versus the Jets. Tennessee minus 2.5 versus Kentucky.
1.5.
What is it?
1.5. It's 11.5 now.
Yep.
Oh, all right. So minus 1.5.
That's right,
Yeah.
son.
All right. And the other one, Buffalo minus 1 versus Green Bay. I just checked these before I came on. I don't know what.
That's
We
minus a half
move
too.
lines on this podcast.
What is Buffalo?
Minus a half.
They went down to 10.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Buffalo minus 0.5. So if that game ends in a tie,
It's a shame producer Joe isn't here to scold Pete for helping Iggy out.
yeah. How dare you
I'd be
give him
getting an
things to help
earful.
All right, Buffalo minus 0.5 versus Green Bay. Green Bay will probably win that game straight out. They look.
It better
Well,
not.
they cost me 6 fucking teasers a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Packers right now is no good.
I mean, just bad beats every week.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
Green Bay is so bad. I mean, if they beat Buffalo in Buffalo as bad as they looked the last 2 weeks, I'll eat this piece of paper next week.
All right.
Ooh.
We're going to hold
Yeah.
you to that.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna hold
you'll
you to
watch.
that.
Let's put a little Andreas on and be ready to go.
Yeah, just a little.
Agreed.
Nice read. And the Raiders plus 8.5 versus the Saints.
There it is. It's a teaser festival. Teaser festival. Jackson, who's next?
You are, Tim.
2 and 4 gets me next. I am going with the Jets, and I am moving it up a half point, buying the half point to get them plus 3 at home against whoever is quarterbacking for the Patriots. A wonderful.
I think Matt Jones.
Press conference. Are they going Mac Jones?
That's
Yeah,
what I heard.
he really didn't like the dual combo last week. So
Mac Jones and the Patriots. I'm taking the Jets and 3. Seahawks minus 3 against the Giants. I was on the Jaguars minus 3 in the super confusing line last week that did not work out. I'll go Seahawks minus 3 against the Giants in Seattle. I will take another buying of a half point to get the Rammies up to plus 2 against the 49ers on the off chance that's like a 12-10 game. Rammies plus 2 against the 49ers. I'm going over. I feel like this is super square, and it scares me. It makes me think there's terrible weather in Buffalo, but it's only 47 for the Bills and the Packers on Sunday Night Football. I am going over 47. That also is buying a half point to get it to minus 120. And then I am going over on the Cardinals and the Vikings minus 120. Couple of square plays here. I just don't know how those don't hit. And I guess you could have a weather situation in Buffalo, but the Bills are going to score a shitload of points. And I just got to think that Aaron Rodgers isn't going to go out with a whimper. So I'm going Bills, Packers over 47, Cardinals, Vikings over 48. Who's next? Prod Joe?
Yeah. Prod Joe Light.
Soccer time.
Here we go. It's soccer time.
He has no soccer plays.
Wow.
He sent me a blurry picture of a Post-it note with his plays on it.
He did do pretty poorly on his soccer picks last week.
Chelsea. Wake Forest team total over 33.5. He likes the Gamecocks minus 3.5. He likes Tennessee's team total over of 37.5. When he texts me GT, I'm assuming that's Georgia Tech.
I would think.
Georgia Tech plus 24. And Arkansas minus 3.5. Those are his 5 plays. Wake Forest.
You were on Arkansas, right?
Yes.
All right. There it is.
Yep.
Arkansas.
There it is. And then
a week for War Eagle.
Yep. And then G Unit is the final
right.
better. He likes Lamar Jackson's over rush yards tonight of 60.5. That's minus 120. He likes Atlanta and Carolina to go over 41. Pittsburgh plus 10.5. He likes the Niners minus 1. He's buying that half point to get it to minus 120. He likes.
Yeah, we got one. That's a dispute.
Yeah, we got. He likes Green Bay plus 10.5.
There's another one.
Wow.
Yeah. So those are his 5
NFL
plays.
sharp, although he is last this week, but he's leading the podcast.
So those are his.
Before we go to our locks, Jackson, would you like to tell the people about Mark Hanna?
Sure. Yeah, I talked about it this morning. Like the communication skills of Mark Hanna is what sets him. Like that's what sets him apart. Like being able to like talk to somebody who's in the know, who's got your best interest at heart, and being able to communicate with that person, whenever the situation may come up is so important, because saving money for your future can be really, really intimidating. A lot of people similar to me have really no clue when it comes to finances, what they're doing. So getting in touch with Mark Hanna, who can eloquently put things to you and explain them to you, educate you on what the plan he thinks is best for you. And that's up to you to make that decision. And if you have any problems down the road, you can get in touch with Mark Hanna. So special. So if you don't have anybody, if you just throw money into a savings account, get in touch with Mark Hanna. And if you already have somebody, consider making the switch over to Mark. I think you're going to be really happy that you did.
There it is. Mark Hanna, 314-889-0503. Go online at evergreenstl.com. Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our locks of the week. Gangster Pete, what are you going with here? Now that you're on your heater.
I was able to correct Iggy because I'm taking a sweetheart teaser myself.
Oh.
So I'm going to take the Tennessee Volunteers minus 1.5 at home against Kentucky.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles minus 0.5 at home against the Steelers.
Yeah.
And the Buffalo Bills minus 0.5 at home against the Green Bay Packers.
Lockstep with Ken.
Wow. Yeah, 3 of my picks there, buddy.
The can't lose teaser if I've ever heard one.
Hopefully I got the right 3, Iggy.
Yeah, Dallas will probably get beat by Chicago.
There you go.
Chicago's tough to handicap this year. All right, my lock is, and this is a play that Tim always suggests. You got Russell Wilson doing high knees on the airplane.
Over.
Yeah, I like the
so
over.
Weird.
There's some great memes yesterday of Broncos teammates waking up to see Russell Wilson doing high knees in the aisle.
I'd be so mad.
Broncos Jags over 39.5 in London.
Going over on the early game, and even when it's a Jaguars-Broncos game, you know what the NFL likes. Give me some high scoring.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a hell of an accomplishment if they can do it with this group. Jackson, who's next? Is it Ken Strode?
You are.
I'm next.
Yes. Yeah, because you have a better overall record.
Okay. All right. I am going with something that scares me. It's so obvious to me. Texas A&M has lost all of their offensive linemen. They are beat up. It is an absolute debacle in College Station. And I know Ole Miss has not looked great. And they're coming off a rough one in Baton Rouge. But I am going to take that down to -1 at -120 and take Hottie Toddy, good God Almighty, in College Station for the Jimbo Fisher $80 million death march. That is, I'm candidly, I'm scared by it. But if anything is a lock, it's that. And if it were Missouri putting up what Texas A&M were doing, people go, oh, yeah, it's Missouri. That's what Missouri does. But it's Texas A&M, and so people, I don't know if are comfortable with it yet. And therefore, I am taking Ole Miss -1 as my lock this week. against Texas A&M. Ladies and gentlemen, Ken Strode.
Yeah, I went with golf. I don't even know how this team thing works this weekend in Miami. I really don't.
Okay.
But the four aces have won. The four aces have won. Well, it's a team thing. There's no individual this week.
Is that DJ's team?
Yeah, and then the four aces have won 4 of the last 5 weeks. I think DJ and Patrick Reed are going to play well this week. All you need is one guy to play well, and you win the thing. And they're plus 175 to win. So I'm going with the four aces to win the Live team event this week, plus 175.
Four aces, first time they've ever been played in the Pick Six podcast.
What's Cam Smith's team?
And he's on that Aussie team with Owensby and 2 fucking guys that can't break top 40.
You got to watch out for that, maybe.
That's the squad.
Prod Joe is up next.
What's he going with?
He's going the opposite of me. He likes Wake Forest minus 3.5.
Oh,
Let's go.
I think it's square. I think people see the number 10 team in the country, 3.5 points. They jump on it, but you know what happens. Lean to the stink. Next up is G Unit, and he likes the Browns plus 4. Bought that half point, so it's minus 120. The Browns plus 4.
That's a loser.
That's a loser. You think the Bengals are riding the ship?
Yeah, they're going out of shotgun now. But Browns are in trouble.
There it is. G Unit has lost his lock. Per Gangster Beat. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. And the uniforms have just been announced for Missouri.
What we got?
White jersey, white pant,
icy,
white helmet,
yes,
with tigers in black script.
Yeah.
Icy.
Oh my god.
That's why the number is moving in their favor.
I gotta put some money on the Tigers now.
The game's down to pick them now.
Can I change my lock?
These are the cleanest uniforms.
Changing his lock now that the uniforms are out. Doug will be thrilled. He has left the studio, though, so I can't discuss it with him. There it is, the Pick Six podcast from the HomeLoanExpert.com studios, officially in the books. Happy wagering to all. For Gangster Pete, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for Action Jackson, for the vacationing producer Joe and G Unit. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Pick Six podcast from the HomeLoanExpert.com studios.